Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on B106 and B106.com. This afternoon from Legion Field in Fort Morgan, it is the second semi game of the Colorado 7 League tournament, pitting the Weld Central Rebels against your Fort Morgan Mustangs. Good evening, or good afternoon, everyone. Brian Nickel with John Beltran here.
It'll be evening at some point here, Brian, in this tournament as well, because hopefully the Mustangs beat Weld Central, which they did during the regular season, 9-7. We'll have the championship game coming up at 5 o'clock, but having said that, it'll probably start later than 5. But anyway, since they're about to get underway, we'll turn it over to you here. And since we got the starting lineups in the opening pitch here with Trevor Shurtleff, the ace on the hill.
Starting lineup is brought to you by Cargill. And we will get that for you in a minute with Joe Holbeck out in the field, and that first pitch is a ball. So 1 ball and no strikes to Jimmy LaConte. Pitch catches the outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jimmy LaConte leading off here this afternoon, playing shortstop for the Rebels. They come in at 9-7. And the next pitch is popped up over to Nate Cage at third, fighting the wind there a little bit, under it, and drops the ball. So LaConte will make it on.
Well, what you have here, Brian, via the air is that it's that very high sky where you really can't differentiate when there's clouds. When there's clouds, you can almost see the difference between the clouds of the baseball. But when it's all blue, it's actually that's what they call the high sky. And
right.
he clearly, because of the wind and the high sky, was never comfortable with that baseball.
So Shurtleff's pitch into now Vince LaConte is a strike. No balls and 1 strike with Jimmy LaConte on first. They throw over, chase him back to first, back safely. Behind the plate is Trey McBride today, and the pitch, and that is going to be outside. Ball 1 ball and 1 strike to Vince LaConte. He is second baseman today for Weld Central. Not a real big lead over at first. Shurtleff checks the runner and is going to go back over there, and in safely is LaConte. Around the infield, Cage at third, Linker out at short, Holbeck at second, and Adrian Marquez at first. And the pitch, and that is going to be bunted. And we'll see if they can get to it. And Holbeck runs over the attempted bunt, so everybody's safe.
Yeah, that's a base hit. That was just placed perfectly. So first and second here for Weld Central, and Mustangs in some early trouble.
So up next will be Brian Gutka, first baseman for Weld Central. Well, Morgan won their game 9-7 earlier in the year, but they were up 9-3 going into the 6th, and that's a strike there on Gutka. And then gave up 4 runs in the top of the 6th to make it a 9-7 game, and then they held them in the top of the 7th to no runs to win it.
We should mention in the first semifinal, Conifer blanked Skyview 6-0, so Conifer plays for the championship at 5.
As they throw back out to second.
And Skyview will play at 3 o'clock against the loser of this game that is just underway.
So Brian Gutka, no balls and 1 strike. Shurtleff checks the runner back at second and going to be fouled at the plate on the bunt attempt. So no balls and 2 strikes to Brian Gutka. Gutka on the year is batting at .373. 7 walks, 10 strikeouts. Shurtleff looking in to get the sign from McBride. Now the delivery, and that's going to be hit. Loop down the right field line. It's going to be caught by Marquez for the first out of the inning. And everybody will hold.
There's some trouble here with this big left-handed hitter, Dalton Wilkinson. I mean, if this guy gets the middle of the baseball, Brian, it's going to fly a long way.
Wilkinson, so far this year, only 1 home run. And that is foul tipped back to the fence. So no balls and 1 strike to Dalton Wilkinson. He'll be their pitcher today. As Shirtliff looks in to McBride. Runners get their leads out at the bases, first and second, as we play here in the top of the first. And that pitch is going to be called the strike on the outside corner. So no balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here, as Fort Morgan and Weld Central just getting underway here in the second semi-game of the tournament. And that is a swing and a miss. Strike 3, as they will put down Wilkinson swinging. And that will bring up Alex Reese, center fielder. Alex Reese, let's see, on the year is batting at .226, 12 walks and 11 strikeouts. And the pitch, and that is in there for the strike. No balls and 1 strike to Alex Reese, center fielder. And that pitch is up and away. 1-1 the count now. Both runners getting their leads out there, with Jimmy LeConte at second, Vince LeConte at first, and that pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes as Shirtliff gets ahead here. 15 pitches so far for Shirtliff. Shirtliff looks back, and the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So we will go to the bottom of the second, as we have no score here, or to the bottom of the first, 0-0 on B106 and B106.com. Okay, bottom of the first here, as the Fort Morgan Mustangs come up to bat here. The starting batting lineup will be Joe Holbeck leading off. He'll be playing second base. Trevor Shirtliff will be second, pitching today. Trey McBride is in the 3-hole catching. Nate Cage in the cleanup at third base. Isaac Linker at short. Jimmy Keller left field. Grayson Garver in right. Adrian Marquez at first. And ninth place batter today is J.P. Hamer, center fielder. For the Mustangs, Shirtliff with 16 pitches in that first pitch. Dalton Wilkinson pitching here for the Rebels here this afternoon. And he is a .341 ERA. He is a 4-2 record. So Joe Holbeck first up here. He is batting at .340, 13 walks and 5 strikeouts. As we get set here to play here in the bottom of the first inning. And that pitch is going to be hit right to the third baseman into left field. A scorching hit down the by the third baseman out into left field. So a runner on, 1 pitch, 1 runner on. That will bring up Trevor Shirtliff, pitcher for the Mustangs this afternoon. Shirtliff batting at .338. He only has 2 strikeouts and does not have any walks this year. And the pitch, and that is going to be on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Trevor Shirtliff. And Wilkinson looks into the catcher for the assign, and it's going to be a bunt, but it's going to be caught and does get back safely. But the bunt attempt does not work. As that will be 1 out now, as Shirtliff popped out to the pitcher Wilkinson. So up next is Trey McBride. McBride on the year batting at .451. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. Wilkinson with the pitch, and Holbeck is going to take off, and he will be in safely with the stolen base. So nice job there by Joe Holbeck.
And McBride went a long time without a home run, but now he's got 4 here in the last week and a half, essentially, a week and a half or 2, so he's seeing the ball better. And he's also hitting off-speed pitches for home runs, which helps his cause. But Wilkinson really likes to bring that fastball and mix in the occasional breaking ball.
And the pitch, and that is going to be hit foul down the left field line for the strike. So no balls and one strike as Matt Sims goes out to talk to Wilkinson.
It should be 1-1. The stolen base.
Oh, okay.
With the first pitch by Holbeck was low.
So Wilkinson looks into Sims for the sign as Holbeck gets his lead out at second. McBride and the pitch, and that is going to be in the dirt.
That's a straight change. He threw him right there, and that's why he doesn't throw the change much. If you notice, Brian, he kind of slowed down his arm motion. You want the same speed on the arm motion, but the ball to spin differently, and that's why McBride was laying off of that the whole time.
So Wilkinson checks the runner back at second, and now McBride takes strike two.
Strike two at the shins.
A little low, and Trey wasn't real pleased with the call. Scoreless here in the bottom of one. With a runner in scoring position for McBride and the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike three.
And again, he went with a changeup that time, and it dipped in the zone, and McBride was out in front, and you could see his whole body weight was leaning towards the ball, but he swung over it and swung early.
So now the cleanup hitter, Nate Cage, as usual, playing third base for the Mustangs today. Wilkinson with the checks the runner, and that ball is going to be hit out to the shortstop, and he picks it in, throws over to first for the out. Nice job out there by Jimmy LaConte. So Fort Morgan does not score here in the bottom of the second inning, so we will go to the top of two as we will on B106 and B106.com. Okay, Brian Nickel and John Beltran back here at Legion Field as we go to the top of the second inning. Matt Sims, the number 6 hitter for the Weld Central Rebels, and the pitch, and that is going to be foul off to the right. Marquez takes a look, but well off out of play. So Matt Sims on the year is batting at .444 in the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a strike on the outside corner.
I think, Brian, we're going to see a pitcher strike zone here today, which means the hitters better be swinging.
It's going to be a little wide and a little tall, and that pitch must have been a little low and outside, maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was outside, but I thought the previous pitch barely missed him.
And the pitch from Shirtliff, and that is going to be hit out to center field, out to Hamer, and he makes the grab for the first out here in the top of the second inning. And that will bring up Dawson Lang, left fielder for the Rebels. Lang batting at .419 with 10 walks and 4 strikeouts, 18 hits and 1 home run. Shirtliff with the pitch, and that is going to be high, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to Dawson Lang. Mark Berry on deck, and that pitch is going to be popped up over to on the left side, but it looks like it's going to be not caught, but I think it was right up against the fence.
Yeah, it was essentially out of play. It was that close, but I think Cage ran out of room.
Yeah. So that will be 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, that's the one thing with baseball parks at the high school level and even at the major league level, but especially at the high school level, it varies so much in terms of foul ground. There's very little at brush, but there's quite a bit here, actually. There's a lot of foul ground here.
So Shirtliff with the delivery, and that is a swing and a miss. Must be foul tipped. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dawson Lang. Mark Berry on deck. Shirtliff with the pitch. And that is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Shirtliff. As that will now bring up Mark Berry. That is the second out of the inning. Mark Berry is batting at .353, 7 walks and 11 strikeouts, and that pitch is in there for a strike.
Third strikeout. Sorry about that, Brian. Shurtleff. So he's got that fastball working today.
And the pitch, and that is going to be up and away for a ball, one strike. Here in the top second, that's going to be another swing and a miss. That one's probably up out of the zone also, but it looked too good for Barry to let it go by. So Shurtleff now with a kick and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of 2. We'll go to the bottom of the second with no score here on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nickelback here at Legion Field in Fort Morgan, the John Beltran, as we go to the bottom of the second inning with no score. Isaac Linker, first up, Jimmy Keller, and then Grayson Garver. Isaac Linker at short today once again for the Mustangs. As Wilkinson on the mound, his delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Isaac Linker. Batting at .415 for the Mustangs this year. And the delivery from Wilkinson, and that is hit into short left field. See if they can come on to it. Nice catch out there by the left fielder, Dawson Lang, for the out. Just hung up in the air a little bit too long to get Linker on. So that'll bring up Jimmy Keller, left fielder. All batters here for the Mustangs bat right-handed.
Yeah, when's the last time we saw that? They've always had a Kyle Daniels, or there was an Anderson kid. That was hit pretty well.
Out to left field, and Lang with the second out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out, or 1 pitch on that bat anyway, and 1 out. As he flew out to left field once again. So that will bring up Grayson Garver, right fielder. Garver's batting at .419. As Wilkinson with the delivery, and that is going to be low and get past the pitcher, or past the catcher, to the fence. 1 ball and no strikes. Wilkinson with only 13 total pitches here so far in the second inning in the total game, and that is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Grayson Garver. Let's have a slight breeze out of the south, and that pitch is going to be in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Wilkinson adjusts out there on the mound, gets his sign from Matt Sims, and that is going to be in the dirt. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. If he reaches, Adrian Marquez awaits. And the pitch, and that is going to be popped up and back out of play. So we sit at 3-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Coach Langford giving a little incentive out there to Garver, and the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to the shortstop and fires across, and a nice play out there by Jimmy LeConte to Brian Gutka for the out. So the Mustangs go with 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the second with no score, as we will go to the top of 3 on B106 and B106.com.
John Beltran back with Brian Nickel here in the Colorado 7 League semis, and the first pitch is a fastball at the knees. We're in the top of the third inning, no score between Fort Morgan and Weld Central. Trevor Shurtleff has already struck out 4 for the Mustangs, and that one is a check swing and lifted on the right side of the foul territory. It drops, and the count is now at no balls and 2 strikes. My numbers might be off, Brian, but I've got Shurtleff with 30 pitches, 24 strikes, and 6 balls, somewhere in that area.
Yep, that's what I got.
And that is rarely do you see a 4-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio, but that's what Shurtleff is demonstrating right now as we play here in the top of the third inning. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Brian alluded to earlier, the Mustangs defeated Weld Central 9-7 here during the regular season. And that pitch is upstairs with a fastball. And the count levels at 2-2. And the pitch swung on and popped up towards the pitcher, Shurtleff. Nobody but Shurtleff has a chance along the first baseline, makes the catch. And McBride really didn't even flip off his mask, so that was going to be Trevor's play all the way. One down here in the top of the third inning. The hitter is Jimmy LaConte. He reached on the air by Cage on that fly ball that had all types of wind to it. Hitting from the left side. And the offering. And the breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Airs the wind in the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah.
That's
they've widened it just a little bit.
Yeah. And the offering swung on. That is lifted to right field. To his left is Grayson Garver along the line, and he will squeeze it, make the catch for the second out. Nice off-speed pitch because he got under that one. So the first 2 left-handed hitters have been retired, both LaContes. But check that. That was a Jimmy. Now here's the right-handed hitting Vince LaConte. I had my order wrong here. And the pitch swung on and grounded towards short. Linker's going to have it on that third hop. He slings it low to first, but dug out by Marquez. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Shurtleff. We'll head to the bottom of the third in Fort Morgan in the Colorado 7 League semis. It's Weld Central nothing and Fort Morgan nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back with Brian Nichols. We head to the bottom of the third inning in this Colorado 7 League semi. We are scoreless. And the pitch to Adrian Marquez for the lefty. Dalton Wilkinson is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Weld Central handled Skyview. Or check that. And the Alameda, that is. And the fastball's a strike in that 3-6 matchup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Adrian Marquez, the number 8 hitter. Marquez, Hamer, and Holbeck here in the bottom of the third for the Mustangs. And the offering. And that's a changeup for a strike on the outer half at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mustangs are 13-4 going in. What do you got for Weld Central? I should have had their record there.
Weld Central is 11-5.
Yeah, they've had a nice season.
5-2 in league.
Yeah, they finished in third place in the Colorado 7, and that changeup's up and in. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 8 hitter Adrian Marquez, leading off the bottom of the third. Both pitchers being very efficient so far, especially Wilkinson. And the offering, swing and a miss on a bender down and in. And Marquez strikes out, and that'll bring up J.P. Hamer.
Hamer's batting 194 on the year, 6 walks and 10 strikeouts.
But, Brian, he had a 3-run homer against Weld Central, did he not? Yeah. Yeah, you were here for that game.
Yeah.
And he stroked the pitch, and he takes the changeup for a strike on the outer half thigh high, and it's no balls and 1 strike, so he's got a comfortable feeling, hopefully, here in this situation. And the lefty delivers, and the breaking ball is upstairs, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the third inning, no score, with a winner to take on Conifer, which defeated Skyview 6-0 in the other semifinal earlier today in Fort Morgan. The pitch, swag and a miss. Pitch was up and in. I'm telling you, he's had a lot of swing and miss stuff right here in this third inning. Wilkinson's been pretty effective. Has struck out 2. And the offering swung on and drilled towards left field, but right there and backing up and making the catch is Lang for the out. Hit well, but Lang had him played perfectly, and that's part of what baseball's about. Liners that are caught and positioning players correctly, and that's what they did there. Here's Joe Holbeck, who singled his first time up. In fact, it's the only hit of the game for the Mustangs.
Each team with 1 hit.
And the Mustangs have committed the game's only error. And the southpaw delivers, and that changeup is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering, fouled right off the catcher Sims, and the count levels at 1 strike.
Yeah, not many have reached today. Weld Central's left 2 on. Fort Morgan's left 1 on.
Well, they had the biggest threat in the first inning. First and second, nobody out. That's when Shirtliff got going. And he's been in rhythm since. He's really been in rhythm. Here's the wind and the 1-1. And that bender did not bend at all. It stayed high. 2 strike. While Wilkinson has struck out 2 in the game, as I mentioned earlier, Shirtliff has 4 strikeouts. Looking in is Wilkinson. And the pitch. That is a strike with a fastball in the outer half at the knees, and it's level at 2-2. With 2 down to the bases empty in the bottom of the third inning. We played half an hour. We're almost halfway through.
Very fast-moving ball game.
Well, that's great baseball. That's what you like. And the offering, that's in the dirt. A little bit higher. That might have been in the strike zone. Not realistically, but based on what we've seen so far. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Joe Holbeck looking to get on base for a second consecutive time. Takes it for a strike. Wow. Oh, my gosh. That changeup was inside without a doubt. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. But let me tell you, that is a stretched-out strike zone horizontally. We head to the 4th inning with the score. Weld Central nothing, the Mustangs nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. John Beltran, Brian Nickelback here in Fort Morgan. No scores. We head to the 4th inning. In this Colorado 7 League semi. And Trevor Shirtliff delivers a pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Brian Gutka, who popped to the first baseman. Marquez, his first time up, and the pitch. And that's taken down and away with a curveball. 2 balls and no strikes.
They want to appeal to first. They're going to call it
Oh, wow.
They called it a strike.
Jeez.
City went around.
Yeah, that's a different definition. 1-1 offering. Down and away with a breaking ball in the dirt. 2-1. Yeah, I didn't think he went around. I thought he checked that swing. But, hey, the Mustangs will take it, and so will Shirtliff. 2 balls and 1 strike, and the offering swung on and grounded on the left side. The shortstop Linker has it. He's onto his knees. He throws to first, and that'll be wide. We'll give him an infield hit, backed up by McBride. It took kind of a clunky hop on him.
Yeah, it wasn't hit real hard either.
No, so we'll give him an infield hit. I think a good throw would have been a bang-bang play. So it's a base hit. Second hit for Weld Central. That'll bring up Dalton Wilkinson. He was the first of the 4 strikeout victims by Shirtliff in this game. Here's the stretch by Trevor. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball right down the middle, belt high. It's 0-1.
Wind blowing right in out of the south. It may be a little tough getting the ball out over out of right field today.
And that is upstairs. Throw back to first. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike here to Dalton Wilkinson, the left-handed hitting pitcher for Weld Central. No score, top of the 4th inning. Throw back to first, back in diving is Gutka. Again, throw to first. Well, he was barely off the bag. Mustangs haven't had a huge threat in this game. The stretch and the offering, and that is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Shirtliff and the pitch, and that's taken on the inside corner for a strike and a ball tailing in. And it's 2-2. Gutka's got a very conservative lead at first, maybe a couple of steps. At the belt is Shirtliff. And the offering. And the breaking ball is grounded towards short. Linker to his right. Underhands to second for 1. Back to first. That's going to be late. It'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice, eliminating the lead man. And there's one down in the fourth for Alex Reese, who struck out swinging. I missed that courtesy runner, but there is a courtesy runner out there for Wilkinson. So Reese batting from the right side. Mustangs again at double play depth. Weld Central dressed in their baby blue uniforms with the white pants. Mustangs in their home whites with those sleeves. Got the maroon undersleeve. Two-step lead at first, the pitch. And that one is going to go all the way to the screen. On the wild pitch on the fastball. The count is at 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Reese. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Andrew Younger, by the way, is the courtesy runner. Weld Central threatening here in the fourth inning. The pitch. A fastball, a strike at the knees. On the inner half, it's 2-1. Looking back at the offering. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that, and Reese mistimed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hitting with an open stance is Reese from the right side. And the pitch. Low. 3-2. And Shurtleff is throwing a share of pitches in this fourth inning. And the offering. That is a called strike 3 at the knees with a fastball. Strikeout number 5. And there's 2 down here in the fourth inning for Matt Sims, who popped to center his first time up. Yeah, I often wonder why with a man at second and 1 out while the catcher on deck is still wearing the shin guards. It's going to be a long shot that without a forced situation that they hit into a double play. But anyway, Sims is in there, trying to drive in the game's first run. And Shurtleff delivers, and the breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs, regardless of this result, will go with Bobby Tolson in either the championship game of this tournament or the consolation championship. And the pitch, and that breaking ball is inside. It's 2-0. Consolation championship is at 3, and the title game is at 5. We're at the top of the hour here at 1 o'clock. This is KPRB, Morgan County's B106. KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan, and the pitch, fastball outside.
Just barely. Those have been strikes before.
Yeah. Brian, it's called a floating strike zone. 3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch, that's a strike. At the knees with a fastball on the outer half, it's 3-1. With Dawson Lang on deck. Shurtleff delivers. Curveball is laced into left field. That's a base hit. Younger got a late jump. I don't think he's going to be able to score. The ball's quickly back into the cutoff man Cage on the foul side of third base. And it's 1st and 3rd with 2 down now here for Dawson Lang. Nice job of Keller just throwing that ball in, but it got out there quickly. Another courtesy runner at first for Weld Central, and that'll be, let's see, Elijah Roback is that courtesy runner. Dawson Lang struck out swinging his first time up. He will bat here with 2 down and 2 on in the top of the fourth inning. This is Weld Central's second threat of the game. They had a nice one in the first.
Yep.
The stretch and the pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the outside corner. Belt high, it's 0-1. And the offering right there. More over the middle of the plate at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Trevor Shurtleff looking to make a money pitch here and record his 6th strikeout. The pitch down and away. Runner goes to second. The throw's going to go all the way through, and it's blocked on a hop there by Linker. It's a stolen base for Roback. Now a base hit could score 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Shirtliff will operate out of the windup to the left-handed hitting Dawson Lang. Time is called. He wants to throw him off rhythm a little bit, too.
Yep.
Without a doubt. Get him a little bit off rhythm. And the pitch. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball in the outside corner at the knees. And Lang strikes out. No runs. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Weld Central on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And the breaking ball is a little bit high to Trevor Shirtliff. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel in this Colorado 7 League Tournament semifinal. And we are scoreless in Fort Morgan. Dalton Wilkinson, the left-hander, delivers. Swung on. That is popped up on the left side. Playable for the shortstop. LeConte makes the catch. And there's 1 down. And Brian, he got way under that ball.
Yep.
1 down here for Trey McBride. Well, let's face it, we have 2 good pitchers here. Different styles, but they're both effective.
I think Shirtliff is, 7-1 on the year?
Yep, he was excellent. He didn't face Conifer in their lone league loss. That was Tolson, who actually pitched well in that game. Pitches in the dirt to McBride, who struck out swinging his first time up.
Yeah, Wilkinson's 4-2 with a 3.41 ERA.
Here's the wind and the 1-0. And that curveball didn't curve. It's 2-0. It stayed high. The winner takes on Conifer, which defeated Skyview 6-0. Skyview plays here at 3 o'clock against the loser of this game. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the letters. It's 2-1. How hot is it today? We've got a couple of umbrellas out here on the right side, up the first base side. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. LeConte's got it on that second hop. He throws a laser to first for the out. And there's 2 down. LeConte's an excellent shortstop. And it's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th for Nate Cage. Cage grounded to short. Brian and I continue to look at the elapsed time in this game, and it's amazingly fast.
44 minutes.
And in 44 minutes, they've recorded 23 outs. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yes, quickly.
You don't put guys on base, it gets by quick.
Here's the wind and the offering. And that all-speed pitch is a strike to Cage. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play. Plus, when all they're doing is throwing strikes. I mean, just strike after strike after strike.
Yeah, Shirtliff's throwing 41. Wilkinson has only thrown 41 pitches, 27 of them strikes.
And the 0-2. And the breaking ball stayed high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll have either the 3 o'clock consolation game or the championship game at 5 on B106 and B106.com. As Wilkinson delivers. Swing and a miss. On the off-speed pitch, it's a 1-2-3 inning for Dalton Wilkinson. We're down to the final 3 innings unless we go extras. No score between Fort Morgan and Weld Central on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Along with Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran as we head to the 5th inning in this Colorado 7 League Tournament semifinal from Fort Morgan. No score. They scored 16 runs combined when Fort Morgan won earlier this season, 9-7. The pitch, swinging a foul at the plate.
Off of McBride, he's down.
Yeah, he took that in a vulnerable area. No balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter in this inning, Mark Berry, 8-9-1. Berry, Cody Baumgartner, and Jimmy LeConte. Berry struck out his first time up, and, yeah, he's still hurting back there.
Yep. B&B Appliance. When you're shopping for new appliances, shop the best appliance store in Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance carries a full and complete line of Whirlpool appliances and will help you find your perfect fit. B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan.
And AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. You can find AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. That's AC Ice. Yeah, McBride just needed some time there. That that doesn't feel good.
Got to get your breath back.
Yep. Well, The ball's being thrown hard, and then it's hit even harder. He got the full brunt of that. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss by Barry. That's too big a swing for Barry there, if he wants to make the contact.
And the pitch is outside.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Thank you, Brian. Well, I had my head down. Shirtliff works so quickly. We know that. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. It's another strikeout for Trevor Shirtliff. And there is 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And for Shirtliff, that is number 7. Here's Cody Baumgartner. He popped out his first time up. As we play in the 5th inning, no score. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike. Belt high, it's 0-1. Trevor ready. He's always ready. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. Jimmy Keller to his right. Into foul territory. Makes the catch. And there's 2 down.
Nice running catch out there in foul territory.
2 down here in the 5th inning for Jimmy LeConte. Got a great jump on that ball. Yeah, the ball wasn't hit as deep as it might have seemed off the bat, but it had plenty of twist on it. So Keller had to make the nice running catch. And the offering swung on and fouled off to the left, out of play. LeConte reached on an air. And he also popped out to Garver in right. And the pitch swung on. That is popped into deep right center field, way back there towards the fence. And it is off the bottom of the fence as Hamer gave chase. Going to be picked up by Garver and right at second with a 2-out doubles. LeConte nearly hit it out, but it stayed in the park. I mean, that went as deep as it could without being a home run.
Yeah, he got all of that, that's for sure.
Well, it was a hanging changeup. That thing was up in the zone. Didn't throw him the fastball there, and LeConte was all over it. Here is Vince LeConte with a bunt single, and he grounded out. I'm telling you, Brian, another half a foot, it would have been gone.
Yeah.
If even that. This LeConte's 1 for 2, and the pitch, and the curveball swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. Stretch by Shirtliff, and the offering. That's a fastball just outside. Count levels at 1-1. With 2 down in the 5th inning. And the pitch. That's a fastball down and away. Right. Oh, it was definitely outside, Brian. Yeah. Can't you tell by the strike zone?
I thought maybe the wind would have pushed it back across over the plate. I thought that's what was making his strike zone difference, how hard the wind's blowing.
Well, your guess is better than mine, and that's definitely outside. Okay. Had that been called a strike, I'd let you call the rest of the game because I wouldn't have been able to even follow this one. 3-1 to Vince LeConte. There's an open base. There's 2 open bases, but 1 behind the runner. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted towards left center field. And Linker, the shortstop, goes out. It's going to drop for a base hit. And I don't know what LeConte was doing there. There were 2 outs, and he was holding up. He would have scored on that one.
Yeah.
But LeConte held up. That would have been an easy RBI single on the Texas Leaguer there by Vince LeConte. And the Mustangs get a break. That was a huge base running mistake there. And that'll bring up Brian Gutka. He would have scored.
Yeah, he lost track of the outs in the inning, or had to have. Wasn't paying attention, something.
Gutka popped out and singled. Yeah, he only got the 3rd. Hit off the end of the bat, and now Weld Central has 5 hits in the game to Fort Morgan's 1. And the pitch, fastball, a strike on the outer half thigh high. It's 0-1. Man, in games like this, you cannot make offensive mistakes like that.
No.
Stretch by Shirtliff. And the pitch. That is swung on and popped up along the third baseline into foul territory. Cage will make the catch. And it's a huge, huge error there offensively that prevents Weld Central from scoring in the inning. No runs on 2 hits. No Mustang errors and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan nothing, Weld Central nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.
highlight the personalized touch they strive to offer. You can see for yourself at the farm, which is a master plan community in Wiggins, and dynamic metal fabrication in Thornton. Call 303-913-7341 to get your project started today.
Trinidad Venom has served area bean growers since 1917. Their relationship with growers is based on excellent customer service, integrity in business practices, and product knowledge. Trinidad Venom has also become a significant employer in the community of Sterling. The Sterling plant packages beans, rice, and popcorn for the retail, grocery, and food service trade. Trinidad Venom is proud to support Northeastern Colorado sports. Trinidad Venom in Sterling, Colorado.
It's head to the bottom of the fifth inning where the Mustangs and Weld Central Rebels are scoreless here in Fort Morgan in this Colorado 7 League Tournament semifinal, with a winner to take on Conifer, which blanked Skyview earlier today, 6-0. And here's Isaac Linker against Dalton Wilkinson. Wind and pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner at the knees with a fastball. It's 0-1. Linker popped to left his first time up. And the offering, and the curveball stayed high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You're talking about the heat. I was seeing on the radio today, or on the TV today, they were talking almost 90 degrees out here this afternoon.
It feels like it. That one bounces in 2-1, but luckily you and I are in the shaded press box. Although yesterday, doing that game in Brush on our sister station, I was not feeling good in the second inning. I had to get some water poured over my head. The pitch swung on and grounded up the middle for a base hit into left center field by Isaac Linker. And the Mustangs have their first hit since Joe Holbeck led off the bottom of the first with a base hit. That's their first hit in 4 innings. Here's Jimmy Keller, who popped to left. Wouldn't surprise me here, Brian, if Josh Langford has the Mustangs playing some small ball.
Yep.
Keller's a strong hitter, but you haven't done anything offensively, even less than Weld Central. Got to get this guy over the stretch. Tough to run on the left-hander. Snap throw to first, and that ball got away, but not far enough for the runner to advance. As Brian Goodka chases it down.
Could be a mistake that'll cost you, too. You throw over to first, and it gets by him to get runner in scoring position.
You can tell Keller's been hitting the weight room, man. He's gotten so much stronger. The stretch. Runner goes. Swung on and chopped slowly on the right side. That's going to be an infield hit. Keller's getting down the line. The throw to first going to be late on that slow chopper. And that was fielded by Goodka, the first baseman, and there's no way that Wilkinson was going to get over in time. And the Mustangs begin the bottom of the fifth inning with 2 hits. And they've already doubled their hit total, tripled their hit total from the first inning.
This might be the inning we get on the board.
Here is Grayson Garber. And, Brian, you and I have watched enough Mustang baseball to know Garber's the best bunter on this team.
Yep.
He's an outstanding bunter. He could bunt that down third. The pitch, he's bunting it, and he missed that one, though. Boy, I'm surprised. That was down the middle. Rounded out his first time up. And the third baseman, Barry, is playing behind the bag, so he's still got a great opportunity here. Now, the disadvantage, you do have a left-handed pitcher who falls off the third base side. You really got to place it down the line. Let's see if he squares again. He does, but that's up and away with a fastball. Throw back to second. And back in diving is Linker. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it was a good half swing that Keller took, just trying to place it on the right side. It was an excellent swing. And the offering squaring to bunt, and he lays it down the third base line, but it trickles foul. Yep. He had too much side spin on that. Look at Garber, very upset with himself.
Yep.
He didn't have to be that fine with the bunt. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. But again, the reason he was trying to be that fine with a bunt is because you have a left-handed pitcher.
Right.
And when they fall off that third base side, they've got that momentum that a righty would not. I think Coach Langford's going to have him swinging away. Big opportunity for the Mustangs in a scoreless game in the bottom of the fifth inning. Stretched by Wilkinson. And the pitch swung on, that is popped up into shallow center field, and the catch will be made. The runners hold up as Reese puts it away for the opening out. And that'll send up Adrian Marquez, who struck out swinging.
He's got a couple of home runs on the year. Had one the other day up at against Arvada.
Here's the stretch by Wilkinson. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to third. Could be two. Stepping in the bag and then throwing to first. Low! And the ball gets by the first baseman, Gurka. Keller to third as Mark Berry had an easy double play there. Second and third, so it's a fielder's choice. 5 unassisted. 2 runners in scoring position. And there is 2 down. And that'll bring up J.P. Hamer. Boy, again, you can't make a big mistake like that, as Barry did. And Weld Central should be up 1-0 here going into the 6th inning, Brian, but instead, it's no score, and the Mustangs, with a wild pitch or anything, produced here by J.P. Hamer, can take the lead and score the first run of the game.
Yeah, this is the opportunity here.
Oh, Hamer hit a bullet to left his first time up. But Dawson Lang had him played perfectly. Keller at third, Marquez at second. 2 down to the bottom of the 5th inning. The stretch by Wilkinson. And the pitch. Swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. I mean, the quarterfinals, Brian, were just pure garbage. All the games decided by 10 runs or more. 6-0 game earlier today as Matt Aceto was the pitcher, I understand, for Conifer. You recognize that name as the quarterback, and this is a great game right now. And the 0-1 swung on and tapped foul at the plate. Went with a changeup. It's 0-2. Well, now if you're Wilkinson, I mean, if I'm on the mound, I try to go high. Have him swing at something elevated because it's going to be tough for anybody to get on top of it.
Yeah.
Of course, he can also throw that changeup, but I might go with a high fastball here. Let's see. 0-2 pitch, and he does, and swung on and missed. He blew him away, and that thing was above the letters, and the Mustangs do not score in the 5th inning. In fact, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. Brian, you'll take us through the next 2 innings after the break. No score between Fort Morgan and Weld Central here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.
Brian Nickel and John Beltran back here at Legion Field, where it will be Dalton Wilkinson to lead off here in the top of the 6th, followed by Alex Reese and Matt Sims, as we are still scoreless here with Trevor Shirtliff on the mound. Big swing and a miss.
Wilkinson has struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice, and he's over swinging here against the fastball, and he's
delivery and same pitch, same result.
Yeah, it's too big a swing. He's got 7 strikeouts already in Trevor Shirtliff, and he's thrown 78 pitches thus far.
And the delivery, and that is fouled straight back to the fence.
That was a mistake pitch. He went down the middle. You don't want to do that in an 0-2. He thought he could get him easily. He got away with that one because Wilkinson was nearly on top of that one.
So no balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the cleanup hitter, Dalton Wilkinson. And the delivery, that is going to be fouled. Let's see if he has a play. No, it's going to be out of play down the left field line. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes as we play here in the top of the 6th. Early Toyota East, whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Early Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Early Toyota East.
You sweating it all, Brian?
No, I'm good.
No, geez, you're in better shape than I am.
And a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out here in the top of the 6th.
A strikeout for Shirtliff. Yeah, I got a little sweat building in my chest. I've been doing some things today. I don't want to create too much of a visual. That could be rather disturbing.
Shirtliff looks in as Alex Reese up at the plate, and that pitch is going to be called a strike. Looked like it was a little up in the zone and maybe a little out of the zone.
Yeah.
And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss.
Well, and Reese has struck out twice looking. He's about to strike out here swinging.
And the pitch, and that swing and a miss, strike 3. As he goes down swinging, that will bring up Matt Sims, 1 for 2, a fly out and a single. As Trevor Shirtliff minimizing the pitches here in the 6th. Seeing it, I have 84 pitches.
Yep, I got him up to 85, 9 strikeouts, but I'm sure the official pitch count is down there in the dugout.
And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1.
Sims is popped out and singled. See, this is a smart thing by Sims. Step out and get your rhythm, because Shirtliff likes to work very quickly.
And the delivery, and it is going to be fouled back out of play.
I tell you, Trevor's doing a great job in this inning. He's in full command, like he's extremely fresh.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No score. And that is way outside. Ball 1. No score here as we play in the top of the 6th inning. And the stretch and the delivery, and that is a little low.
Yeah, actually bounced in there. But McBride fielded it so well you couldn't tell he scooped it. Very nice play there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and that ball is going to be fouled down the right field line. Count remains at 2-2.
We have played nearly 5.5 innings in just 66 minutes.
Moving right along. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside. Ball 3. Sims steps out a minute again, and now he'll back into the batter's box. And the delivery, and that is going to be hit out to Linker. That's going to go by Linker out into left field.
It's a base hit as he tried to backhand it, so it's a 2-out hit for Matt Sims, and the Rebels have 6 hits in a game, and that'll set it up for Dawson Lang, but Lang's had his issues in the plate. He has struck out twice here against Trevor Shirtliff, and the problem is with an extensive at-bat, Shirtliff is not going to be able to pitch the entire 7th inning because he's already up to 92 pitches.
Yep. 2 outs and the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. That's what they need. He needs a little help there with from the batters swinging this ball, swinging this bat. Now Josh Langford. They're having a.
Well, I think they're asking about the courtesy runner. That is a courtesy runner out there for Sims, but I guess he'd want to make sure he did report and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can't read their numbers very well on the front of their shirts.
Yeah, they're on the back only.
And that's going to be hit out to Linker. Bad hop. And everybody's going to be safe. But Linker takes one right off maybe the left collarbone.
Yeah, we'll score that a base hit because of the terrible hop. Got him near the throat on a simple ground ball. They'll have to shake that off first and second with 2 down. That's an unfriendly hop there for Isaac Linker. Nothing he could do there. That's a major leaguer would have trouble fielding that ball.
Yeah, it was hit. It'd have been an easy out at second because Holbeck was at the bag, but it jumped up there and caught him, as you said, right by the throat, left collarbone right in there someplace.
Well, and Mark Berry will step in, but again, Berry's another one of these guys like Lang, the previous hitter, who has struck out twice. It's a 0-0 game here in the top of the 6th inning. And the only category right now that Weld Central's dominated has been the hit column. They have 7 hits to Fort Morgan's 3. And 2 of the 3 Mustang hits came 1 inning ago.
Yep. Nice to get it out here so Trevor can keep that pitch count down. And Mark Berry steps in from the right side of the plate. And the pitch, and that is
a check swing foul. tried to get the bat out of the way, but it made contact with the bat barely. Did you feel that breeze a second ago?
I did. It felt good. It is a little warm.
That breeze feels nice. Look at that umbrella to the right. That thing is blowing.
Yep. Yeah, it's good breeze out of the south, and that pitch is going to be outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm glad you know your directions. I mean, look at this one over here, Brian. This over to the right. This is that's the quick shade's really blowing.
And swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now you got to go with the same pitch, fastball up in the zone above the letters, just like Wilkinson threw to Hamer, and get out of this jam here in the 6th.
Shirtliff checks the runners. Now back swing. Has a swing and a miss. Didn't have to throw to third, but did. So once again, no runs as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nickel and John Beltran here at Legion Field in the second semi game here of the Colorado 7 League Tournament. No score as we go into the bottom of the 6th. And Joe Holbeck, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout, steps into the batter's box against Wilkinson. Wilkinson with 56 pitches so far, and that is all. And that pitch is going to be low and in the dirt, ball 1. Trevor Shirtliff on deck, Trey McBride in the hole. As Wilkinson gets the sign and the delivery, and that is going to be low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Holbeck steps out for a minute, now back in. Wilkinson with the delivery, and that is going to be hit to the shortstop, LeConte. He goes across. Nice job out there by Jimmy LeConte. As Holbeck grounds out 6-3. Now Trevor Shirtliff 0 for 2, 2 flyouts for the Mustang pitcher today. Trey McBride on deck. And the pitch, and that is going to be up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Shirtliff. And the pitch, and it's going to be bunted out in front of the plate, and that will go as a hit as Wilkinson could not come up with it cleanly. He fell down. So an infield hit by Trevor Shirtliff. Now Trey McBride up at the plate. He is 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout. Now is his time to get that first hit of the game. As Wilkinson checks Shirtliff over at first. And the pitch in, and that is going to be called a strike. As McBride steps out, checks Coach Langford down at third. And Wilkinson comes to the set. And now the pitch, and that is hit high and deep to left field. And that ball is gone. That is a 2-run home run. Trey McBride. And that puts the Mustangs up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. What a smack. He hit that thing a mile out to left field.
Well, it was a hanging changeup, and he's been getting a lot better on the off-speed pitches. And let me tell you, that thing would have been out of Coors, no doubt about it, Brian.
Yeah, he got all of that and more, as that puts the Mustangs up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. I have now Trevor Shirtliff will come back in and start the top of the 7th. I have him down for 97 total pitches, so he will be in to start that. First things first here, is we have only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, but the Mustangs now up 2-0. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss by Nate Cage. Cage is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Wilkinson with the delivery, and that is in there for a strike. But an infield hit and then a 2-run home run for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th. And the delivery, and that is fouled off of Cage. As he will step out a minute, walk that off. As Wilkinson and Sims walk back out to the pitcher's mound, give Cage a minute to gather himself here as he fouled that off his foot. Cage so far this year, he is batting at .373. Has 3 doubles, 12 RBIs.
And Brian, I was just about to shoot video before McBride hit that like I did in Thornton, but I missed that one. But he's hit similar ones this year. There's no question about it.
Yeah, he is. He's on a tear right now, that's for sure. As Sims comes back from the mound. Nate Cage gathers himself. Now he's back in the batter's box as Wilkinson looks in. Gets his sign from Sims and the delivery. And that is going to be chopped foul down to Coach Langford as the crowd gives him a hand for the barehanded stop down there in the third base's coach. Third base coaching box.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah, you got it.
It's in there. And that pitch is going to be high for ball 1. Words were there. I just had to get them in the right order.
Oh, I've lived a career like that.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilkinson looks in as the bases are clean. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss.
Got him on that changeup, too.
Strike 3. So that is 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 6th with Isaac Linker up. And he is 1 for 2. A fly out and a single.
Wilkinson with 6 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings.
And the delivery. And that falls in there for a strike.
Nice breaking ball there, that little 12-6. Not quite, but it's dropped it perfectly.
And the delivery from Wilkinson is hit out to the shortstop, LeConte. He scoops it, goes across, and that is going to be in time for the out. But the Mustangs get on the board. An infield hit and a 2-run home run by Trey McBride put the Mustangs up 2-0 as we go to the top of the 7th inning on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nickel and John Beltran here as we start the top of the 7th inning as the Rebels will bring up Cody Baumgartner. He is 0 for 2, and then back to the top of the lineup with Jimmy LeConte and then Vince LeConte. So this is the time now for the defense to shut down this Weld Central Rebel team as the first pitch is going to be low, ball 1.
Trey McBride hit a 1-out, 2-run homer in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Strike 2 swinging as Baumgartner, strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Baumgartner's popped up twice. He's 0 for 2.
And that pitch is in there for a strike. Now it's 2 strikes, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, to go the distance here, he's going to have to get him 1, 2, 3 because he's over 100 pitches right now.
And the delivery, and that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's what they need. That will bring up Jimmy LeConte at the top of the order. He is 1 for 3. An error, a fly out, and reached on a double.
And for Trevor Shurtleff, that is his 11th strikeout.
And the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
One with a changeup as well.
And the delivery, and that is hit out to left field. And that will be a single out to Garber. So that will put 1 on and 1 out for Weld Central. As that brings up Vince LeConte. He is 2 for 3. 2 singles and a ground out.
LeConte now has 2 hits in a game as well. Jimmy LeConte, he doubled in his previous at-bat, which almost left a yard. Mustangs could end this thing with a double play, up 2-0 in the 7th.
Shurtleff with the pitch, and that is fouled out, a play off to the right. So Shurtleff getting close here. I have him as 104. I think he probably got 105.
Right. Oh, we'll find out when this at-bat is over.
And going to be hit out to Linker, and he gets away from Linker.
Yeah, it was a soft liner he tried to backhand. He didn't know if he could catch it in the air. It'll be a base hit because Linker went to his knees there. And now Weld Central's actually out hitting Fort Morgan. They have 9 hits to the Mustangs' 5. but this might be the final hitter that Shurtleff faces. He's up to 106 pitches, what I got.
Yep.
Brian's got 105. And Brian Gutka is 1 for 3 with a single.
And the delivery, and that is in there for a strike on the outside corner. So we'll see what happens here. We can get a double play here. Shurtleff with the pitch, and that is going to be hit to Cage. He'll 3 for 1 and over to first, and that's going to go down the right field line. And that will score.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Nope. They may get out of this right here as they'll get the ball to Cage, and he's out of the batter's box, and that is going to be the third out. As the umpire is saying he juggled the ball, or the third base coach.
Yeah, I don't know what they said here, but anyway, let's see what the ruling is. As there was a force out at third, and then the throw went away.
They're going to have it.
Yeah, I think he's out, and that's it. There was a rundown,
He is out,
and the game is over.
So that is it, as the Mustangs win it on a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th by Trey McBride. And then Weld Central with a running mistake here in the top of the 7th. So we will take a break and then be back with the postgame show here on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nickel and John Beltran here at Legion Field as the Mustangs have won it 2-0 over Weld Central in 7. The Fort Morgan Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC are here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Well, scoreless game up until the 6th inning, and then Fort Morgan put 2 across.
Yeah, Trey McBride got that hanging changeup, Brian, and he drilled it all the way to Brush. I mean, he hit that one at least 340 feet. I mean, he drilled that ball. That's just obviously a rough estimate. And that did it as the Mustangs, 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base, no runs, 9 hits for Weld Central. They were pretty effective. 1 run, 1 error, I should say, and 9 left on base. The winning pitcher going the distance was Trevor Shurtleff with 11 strikeouts. A loss went to Dalton Wilkinson. Time of the game, 1 hour and 23 minutes. And normally, okay, what happened this inning, but we really don't have to talk about that too much. In terms of the Weld Central offense, the LeContes were pretty good in this game. Jimmy LeConte had 2 hits and nearly a home run, and Vince LeConte had his 3rd hit in this particular game, and Matt Sims also had a couple of base hits. So those 3 accounted for 7 of the 9 hits. And as for Fort Morgan, they had 5 players with 1 hit apiece in Holbeck, Shurtleff, Linker, Keller, and, of course, McBride. The Mustangs, with a victory, advance to the Colorado 7 League Tournament Championship game. They'll play at 5 o'clock here on B106 and B106.com when they take on the team from Conifer, the Lobos. It's the Lobos, right?
Right,
okay,
correct.
I got that right. I don't know why I'm questioning myself again. Conifer defeated Skyview by a 6-0 score. It'll be Skyview and Weld Central coming up here at 3 o'clock in the 3rd place game here from Legion Field. All right, let's...
Fort Morgan Mustangs player of the game, and that is brought to you by Trans-West Chevrolet Buick, serving Northeast Colorado and now located in Fort Morgan and Sterling. Stop by and take a test drive. They have a great selection of new and used vehicles, or browse our website, transwestchevroletbuick.com.
You know, I'm not a co-player type of guy, but I think in this game, you know, Shurtleff went the distance. He strikes out 11, throws a shutout, and then McBride hit a mammoth shot. So I think that would be, and, one a senior, the other a junior, and without the home run and without the pitching, you don't have the victory. So I think co-players of the game. What do you think, Brian? That works here?
That works for me.
With Trey McBride's 2-run homer and Trevor Shurtleff's victory, and he improves now. What was he going?
I believe he was 7-1.
Yep, I think you're right.
He is now 8-1 on the season.
Yeah, having a banner year, an all-state type of season. All right, Brian will be back with you here at 5 o'clock when the Mustangs take on the Conifer Lobos in the Colorado 7 League Tournament Championship game. The final score here from Legion Field in Fort Morgan in the 2nd semifinal. The Mustangs 2 and the Weld Central Rebels nothing right here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.